Yes, people, how well do you listen? Stephen R. Covey says this: the biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. Now, this is so true, right? And so common. But what I want to address is when someone tells you their story of hardship, distress, let's say around loss, breakups, work, around anything that brings feelings of lack, scarcity, fear, how do you respond? Do you have the courage to sit with the conversation? Do you have the skill to listen in? Or do you deflect, come up with clichés, or even just start projecting your own experiences, like them raising the topic with some kind of invitation for you to start talking about yourself instead? Jeff Brown, the amazing author Jeff Brown, calls it corrective listening. I have a particularly difficult time with corrective listeners. These are the friends who listen to what you are going through and then correct it. For example, you tell them how difficult things are right now, and they remind you of all the things you have accomplished. Or you share your economic challenges and they tell you all the ways you can make more money. Or you share your grief around a personal loss and they list off all the names of those who are still in your life. Now, their intentions are often very positive and sincere, but what gets lost is the healing nature of simply being heard, not improved upon. This is the best way to improve each other's realities, listening in. Similarly, Brené Brown, no relation to Jeff, I don't think, calls it at least response. Watch this.
I had a miscarriage. Oh, at least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student.
Now, this might sound a bit dramatic, but I believe there is an incredible social pandemic of bad listeners. None of those responses we just listed in those examples come from a bad place. But please know this: if someone is feeling bad and they're not heard, they go down an extra notch. I promise you. Imagine you're going for a breakup and someone says, you've still got it, man. There's plenty of other people out there. They'll come running, mate. They'll come running, sister. You'll be fine. How long were you together? Oh, a year. Oh, it's not like you were living together and married. Or my personal favourite, get over it, man. That's a great one. Thank you for that. So that's what's not to do. Those are some poor responses. We've mentioned listening in. We've mentioned real listening, but also this. This is from Corey Allen. Asking questions instead of quickly correcting people is a strong form of mindful communication. It keeps you from making assumptions and gives the person you're talking to a chance to share more of their insights, which often leads us to valuable new ways of thinking. This is brilliant. This is true. You're staying with them. You are honoring their story. And of course, it depends how deep the situation is. It depends on the person. It depends what's happening. But if they're clearly rattled, if they're really unnerved and it's traumatic for them, you could say something like this: thank you. Thank you for telling me, man. Thank you for telling me, sister. Honestly, I'm so glad that you have shared this with me. I can tell this feels proper heavy for you. How does it feel telling me about it now? How do you actually feel sharing this? If you don't mind me asking, do you feel and think about this all the time, constantly? Or are there specific triggers throughout the day that cause you to spiral and create deep emotion? And listen, you know I'm here for you, right? You can talk to me anytime you need. I'm here. Is there anything else you can share about it with me? Does it affect other areas of your life? Is there other stuff you're concerned about? And by the way, it's completely understandable that you feel like this. Just in case no one's told you, it is okay and natural to feel sadness. You might feel a bit lost, confused, angry. It would be weird if you didn't, brother. It would be weird if you didn't, sister. I feel you. I see you. I believe you. Now, is it always okay to say those things? Yes, it is. How do we know this? Because this person has consciously made the decision to open their mouth and share their struggles with you, and you have met them exactly where they are. That is to say, you have actually listened with presence, stillness, and stayed with the subject. This is all people need to feel safe, seen, and heard, and this will instantly start to shed some light on their darkness. This is not about fake positivity. We're saying this is actually healing process. This is part of it. all part of it. Adam Grant reminds us of this truth, and that actually toxic positivity is when you are pressuring people to look on the bright side. They have to suppress anxiety, anger, sadness, and grief. Healthy support is shielding people from the dark side. You invite them to express their pain and show them they're not alone and won't feel it forever. This is the thawing out of the deep emotion. They might even feel better instantly. They may even experience glimmers, energy uplift, elevated emotion, because being seen and heard is an unrivaled step in the healing and grounding process. Now listen, this beats giving any advice. This beats relaying any quotes you've seen on social media. And it definitely beats projecting your own stories about the topic onto them. For a person that is struggling with something deep, this is more effective than any meditation and breathwork retreat, more valuable than any self-care routine. And when we all start to do this, humankind will heal exponentially faster than what's happening right now. And also, if the relationship allows it, more hugs, more deep listening, less advice, less correcting, less projecting, more hugs, more deep listening. Remember that your nervous system is constantly assessing every situation you are in, telling you if you are safe and at peace, or if you are in fight or flight mode and are feeling agitated and restless, or should even exit the situation. It's always on. The nervous system has a mind of its own, and it speaks to you. Think about this. Notice that the person you feel safest around and most connected to and most at peace with. Close your eyes. Just think for a second. Who is that person? Who is it? It's probably the person that listens well and doesn't interrupt and project and relay their own stories.
There are people out there who understand what others merely glance at. The ones who listen when everyone else just hears. Who remember quiet details. Who sit in silence without judgment.
Have I mastered the art of deep listening? No, I have not, but I am a keen student. I am an eager student of social interaction, inclusion, mindset, just like everyone else. Staying with difficult conversation does not come naturally to most humans. We avoid confrontation. We avoid sensitive situations. This is why it takes a commitment and a change of habit. So let's do it together. So honestly, this is a genuine request. Next time someone shares something with you, where they are clearly expressing concern, feelings of lack, loss, scarcity, let's say breakup, work issues, family, try and have the courage to meet them where they are and listen in. Empty your own past, empty your own judgmental mind, and treat that conversation like you have never heard anything of the sort before. Go into full beginner mode and listen in with the intention of being the most curious and engaged listener on the planet right now in that moment, and see what happens. See what happens. Because, as the great Amit says from the page Finding Awareness, intense listening draws the other in. They begin to listen too, often with the same intensity. A new energy enters the space. A new future begins. That is the power of deep listening. It awakens your intuition. It shows you right action. It heals decades of wounds in a split second. Come on. So let's do it. Join us and let's make a commitment. And try it. Let's heal, let's listen in and ask questions. Thank you everyone, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Snide Mindless, peace.